You really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I can't sleep at night. Oh yeah, you really got me going. You got me so I can't sleep at night. You really got me. You really got me. Hey, what's up YouTubers, Lee John Blackmore here at Super Easy Guitar. So this week we're doing You Really Got Me by the Kinks. The reason I picked this track is because it's an absolute classic and it's inspired so many different bands and inspired so many different tracks. And it's actually not a complicated song. It's a bit harder, as you might have noticed at the beginning, to sing and play at the same time. That'll take a bit more practice for me certainly. But it's kind of getting that timing right. So if you're a beginner, you know, you can do this on one finger as well. But it's just about getting that timing. It's about getting quicker on the guitar, just using power chords, okay? Let's zoom in and have a closer look. Okay, so standard tuning, guys, as per usual, okay? Now we're going to start off with the first finger in the first fret on the bottom E string, the thick string, okay? And, you know, if you're not used to power chords, this is what you're going to do to start off with. 1 3 3 1 3 1 3 3 1 3 1 3 3 1 3. Now it's about moving the hand. Yes, you can do that, but the idea is if you start doing it with one finger, then you can eventually add this the next finger, okay? So 1 3 3 1 3 1 3 3 1 3, and I stop for just a beat. Okay, so you can play it nice and slow. Beat. Beat, even slower. Now you don't have to do this tap. This is just so you know when to go into the next one. Da 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 da. I'm just doing downstrokes as well, okay? And what you want to try and avoid is letting the strings ring out as well. Sorry. You don't really want that. You want to kind of just rest your hand on the strings afterwards. Or just relax your finger here and you see it'll shorten the string. That's what we call staccato, okay? So the next section just goes 3 5 5 3 5 3 5 5 3 5. Then you guessed it, it's the same again, but now it's on the A string, the fifth string. 3 5 5 3 5 3 5 5 3 5 3 5 5 3 5, and then you finish off with just a power chord, okay? So there I'm playing the two strings, the A and the D. Alright, and I've got my first finger in the third fret on the A, my third finger, the fifth fret on the D, okay? The fifth and fourth string, if you don't know the string names. And the trick is to kind of not move this hand too crazy. It looks like they're going crazy when they're playing it, but you see what happens? You end up hitting that bottom E string, and it sounds kind of nasty. So you just want to keep the pick nice and close to the strings. Okay? So now with the power chords, you might be tempted to use the pinky there. I don't really recommend that because you might want to use the pinky later on. So the reason I'm putting the pinky under here as well is just to give it a bigger tone. Okay, so you've got 3 notes in the chord instead of just 2. It just sounds a little bit fatter. I could bar my third finger down so it covers the A and the D. But when we're sliding between these positions, you know, I just find it easier to put the pinky, the third, and the first finger. So that's the position you're kind of looking for, okay? So what I'm doing here, I'm just resting the palm. Let me move around a bit. And then little pause, okay? And I'm actually relaxing here as well, okay? So that's the sound we're looking for, as opposed to, we don't want the strings to ring out, okay? We just want it nice and tight. So it's moving the hand. You see my thumb goes as well. 1, 3, 3, 1, 3. 1, 3, 3, 1, 3. Okay, next section. And then we just move over to the next two strings. You have to be careful not to avoid this bottom E. You see? And then let it ring. And back, okay? So that's all that's to the song. At the beginning he does like maybe 16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and count it through, and then it changes. 1, 2, 3, 4 changes. And there is actually a solo in there. So it's all using the pentatonic here. Okay, so that's your pentatonic position in the key of G. And you just kind of, it's a really loose solo. So I'm using all 3 fingers on the G string to bend there. I'm kind of bending them and shaking at the same time. It's kind of like vibrato. And then what I'm tending to do is just flatten the finger across 2 strings, like the G and the B. And you do like a double stop. So I'm hitting the 5th fret on the D string and the 3rd fret on the G and B. All downstrokes. So that's a little lick. I'm not going to show you the exact solo, not in this lesson, because this is beginners, right guys? So that's one of the main riffs in there. So what I'm doing, it's a bit like Chuck Berry, where we're bending that 3rd string, okay, at the 5th fret, and we're hitting the B and the top E. Then what we're going to do, we're going to pull it back. So we're going to go. So when we've done that, bend, and we're going to do a pull off 5 to 3. Sometimes you hear me do a little open there. It sounds very kind of Jimmy Page. Okay. And if you listen to it, it's very kind of loose and messy. So I find, you know, whenever I play it live, I always do it a bit different. All this kind of, you can cover 2 strings with 1 finger at the 5th, and again at the 3rd, the 2 middle strings. So have fun with it, guys, around that position. And it's going to sound cool, right? So there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's lesson. Please don't forget to give me the thumbs up. It really helps my ranking. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Check out the links below. I've got Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. See you again the same time next week.